What is up, everyone? Welcome back to some more Let's Play Spider-Man. I am Rose, of course, Mysteries Peanuts X. And in the last episode, we entered the sewers. And now in this episode, we are still in the sewers, fighting giant lizards. And, well, not really giant lizards, just, human lizards, if anything. And still trying to find Venom to save Mary Jane. But yes, like I mentioned in the last episode, wanted to talk about this, seeing that we're in the topic of Spider-Man, and that is, of course, the Spider-Man movies and which ones I thought were the better ones and stuff. So yeah, I want to point out that I grew up watching Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. That's the Spider-Man I grew up with. My favorite one out of that was Spider-Man 2, the one where he fights against Dr. Octopus. I thought that movie was just awesome. And then just looking back at it now, it's pretty corny, as an adult. But when you're a kid, you enjoy the heck out of it. But I still enjoy it and stuff. It's just that, um, and of course, everyone's starting to hate Spider-Man 3. I honestly thought it was an okay movie. Sure, there was some moments that were questionable, like, really, did he, just because he has, like, the symbiote suit, like, I guess he has to go and, I guess, go dancing around the streets of New York and trying to flirt with girls, I guess, or, trying to flirt with, Gwen Stacy, when you're pretty much still in a relationship with Mary Jane. I guess you guys are just taking a break, if anything. So yeah, um, but yeah, it was an okay movie. I just think maybe they could have probably, and I died. Yay. I just think they could have probably chose a better, like, why do you have to go with just like three villains? You go with Harry Osborn's Green Goblin, and then you go with the Sandman, and then after that you go with Venom. It's like they didn't know what to decide what the villain is and stuff. And I mean, it till this day, I guess, in superhero movies, having three villains just doesn't work. And usually superhero movies around that time, they usually have two villains and stuff. And some worked, some like Batman and Robin, that had actually three villains. If anything, it had Poison Ivy, Bane, and Mister Freeze. Now that didn't work. So yeah. Um, and it's just it had too many characters, and they weren't really developed well, and I had a problem with that with Spider-Man 3 as well. So yeah, um the sad part is it was building up to have like a sequel like Spider-Man 4, and it was going to be, it was it was so much hype about it because Carnage was going to be the main villain, and stuff, and the person playing Carnage was going to be Jim Carrey, which at the time, Jim Carrey was still making a lot of movies and stuff like that. He was still, an A-list actor, if anything, coming off of his performance from, I believe it was, what movie did he make around that time? I totally forgot. I want to say Man on the Moon, but I'm pretty sure that came out way before Spider-Man. The I came out way before. I don't know. I don't think it was that movie. But anyway, yeah. So Jim Carrey was going to be Carnage, and I was actually pretty cool about it and stuff. But fortunately, it was canceled because, well, a lot of people didn't like Spider-Man 3. So, not only that, Sam Raimi didn't have enough time to make the script. So that was another sad part. So, of course, it was going to get rebooted. Thus, we have the Amazing Spider-Man movies. The two movies. Just two movies. Um, Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, aka Peter Parker. I thought he did good. I really did. He brought out the nerdiness and the awkwardness of Peter Parker. I thought that was okay. He did a. Pretty good job. I the first Amazing Spider-Man movie I thought was all right. I thought it was all right. I've always wanted the Lizard to be the main villain in a Spider-Man movie and stuff. So for them to actually have him as the main villain, I thought it was good. I really did. and stuff. And then it was okay, with the direction they were going. Instead of having Mary Jane as the lead, the love interest, they went in with Spider-Man's first love interest, which is Gwen Stacy, which I thought was okay. I really didn't mind that. They kind of stuck with the comics, in a way. So I was okay with that. And then the Lizard, he was an alright villain. I really thought he was an alright villain, but he was pretty cliche, because his whole purpose was to turn the whole city into reptiles and everything like that. And of course, not only that, we actually get more depth into, I guess, Spider-Man as a kid, when we see like his parents, who I guess were being hunted by these guys who, learned later turns out to be it was these guys that worked for Oscorp and stuff, and they were like, not wanting Peter's dad to like spill the beans about the whole Spider-Man, the whole spider gene experiment or something like that and stuff. So, I thought that was an okay thing. And it was literally building up like even like in the trailers and stuff like that, it said learn the secrets of Spider-Man, like the untold story of Spider-Man. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm sold on that. So yeah, hold on, everyone. Let me. My battery on my laptop's about to die. Hold on. Alrighty, guys, I am back. Sorry, my battery was at 1%, so I was running to get it so I wouldn't lose my progress in editing this video. But anyway, before we get to the topic of the Spider-Man movies, I want to talk to you guys about this particular puzzle. It regards into these doors that lead to Venom himself. You literally have to like memorize, what door you just opened, and these couple switches. So yeah, you see right there. So now we have to find one, but the trick is that um, the only single one that you could open is the one that I'm at right now. So the rest are doubles and stuff. So this one, that one closes it. So what we have to do is turn off this one. No, let's turn it back on right now. Um, actually, let's turn off the single one because I think there's one that has the double one. I'm not sure which one. Which one was it? Was it the one that's up? No, there's. Sorry, I'm just really concentrating right now. I think it's this one right here. No. Oh, but there's one that's one that does have double on that. So I think it's this one. Yes, it's this one right here. There we go. Yep, that is it. That's all you had to do. So also be careful of the water. But anyway, back to what I was saying. But overall, the Amazing Spider-Man 1 was, it was alright, I just believed that, the villain, which is the lizard, was very generic and a very generic thing that he just pretty much any villain in a movie would do pretty much either make them sick or take over the city, the world, turn everyone into mutants, something like that. That's like the most cliche thing a villain could do. So yeah. So yeah, but again, Andrew Garfield actually played a good Peter Parker slash Spider-Man and stuff. It's just the costume they have for him. Oh my gosh, he literally looks like a human basketball in that costume. Just like how the material looks like and stuff. It literally looks like a basketball costume, if anything. So yeah. Um, but especially the eyes were just something else. They're not your traditional Spider-Man eyes with the wide open, wide eyes that like the other Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire had and stuff. So yeah. But then let's go ahead and move on to Amazing Spider-Man 2. Um, I thought the movie was okay. I didn't really like it that much. I mean, I think it was more of a love story than like a superhero flick, if anything. They changed the costume, which I do approve because it literally looks like the Ultimate Spider-Man comic books, where I guess he's very skinny and scrawny and stuff like that, and it literally looked like that, and I was all like, that actually looks like a damn good costume. Literally, took like the source material and stuff. So yeah, Andrew Garfield did, and all. He did okay in this one actually. I think a lot. I think the problem is, and I think a lot of people point this out too, is that he just keeps kind of repeating the same line like over and over again. And I get that he was trying to like be that nerdy Peter Parker that the comics are, but it's just I don't know. Like he just kind of like I do that like that, like he just didn't know what to say. And of course, like I mentioned before, it was a love story. We hardly see any Spider-Man at all. We just see more of like Peter Parker, and stuff, having like relationship troubles with Gwen Stacy. So yeah, and then yeah, like I really don't get it. I don't really don't get it and stuff. But it was more of it was just like the same problems that Spider-Man 3 had is just um, too many villains. You had the Rhino in the beginning, and then it went from Rhino to being Electro, starring Jamie Foxx, and then you have Harry Osborn, aka the Green Goblin. I was really disappointed that they could have saved Green Goblin for maybe, if they ever make like a third movie and stuff. But I don't know. But they didn't go with Norman Osborn. Literally, Norman Osborn immediately dies. So it's, up to Harry, to take over the company and stuff. And it turns out that Harry had the same disease that um, his father had and stuff, and I guess like it's an Osborn thing, as Norman Osborn says, and I don't know what um, it like uh, it was just disappointing and stuff. The acting, the guy who plays Harry Osborn too, I remember that I guess he was asking Spider-Man for his blood for a cure for his disease and stuff like that. It's just so funny how he goes and like when Spider-Man refuses and he just leaves his apartment or his house, his suite, and he's all like, "You're a fraud, Spider-Man." But anyway, here we finally found Mary Jane going up against Venom and stuff. So real quick, just want to break down what you guys have to do. So you see that Venom hit a switch. The water goes up. If the water goes up, Mary Jane drowns. So if you see the meter right there, the little blue meter by Mary Jane's icon, if it goes up, game over. Mary Jane drowns. So every time Venom flips the switches, um, he um, every time Venom flips the switches, the water starts going down to where she is tied up at and stuff. So yeah, so you just have to defeat Venom and also flip the switches. Because if you play in the normal mode, oh my gosh, the meter goes up fast. So you just really have to watch out. Oh gosh, I turned on the meter. Yeah, you see right there? I did that on purpose because I wanted to show off how fast the meter went. So yeah, I think I'm gonna fail this mission right here. Um, so yeah, the way to defeat Venom, of course, and of course level fail. Mary Jane drowned, and of course the level here. Um, in order to defeat Venom, um, you have to just I don't know, just kind of like when you see where he's at, shoot spider balls at him because that takes out the most damage and stuff. So yeah, oh my gosh, I hate when the freaking emulator does this. It's like every time I'm fighting against Venom and then he does a little disappearing act, like he's still right there, and I'm always getting confused. Like, oh, he's right there, but he's not actually there. So yeah, but anyway, So that's pretty much all I had to say about, Spider-Man 2. It was more of a love story, and I just thought it was an okay movie. This could have been better, if they actually stuck it as a Spider-Man movie. Like, I don't even know if I want to call it a Spider-Man movie, if anything. So yeah. Um, but the villains of it, they were just not that good. Electro was just eh. Rhino was just there, I guess. The actor playing Harry Osborn was just. I seen him in a couple movies too. He's in. I don't know. I just think he's an okay actor. It's just the way they did Green Goblin was just very disappointing. So yeah. Um, I also wanted to talk. I kind of think I won't have enough time talking about the MCU Spider-Man. But real quick, brief summary before. Yes, so after the failure of Amazing Spider-Man 2, they decided to go for a reboot. Now, before this whole reboot happened, they were building up, to have a Sinister Six movie, and I think that's what the Amazing Spider-Man 2 failed in, because they just kind of had all these Easter eggs leading up to the next movies and stuff like that, especially the Sinister Six movie. So yeah, and it was just very disappointing. So it just all that build up for nothing. But I think I'm gonna talk about more about that in the next episode, because I won't have enough time to talk about it because it's dialogue time. Yay! Why, Venom? Why did you come back? You should know, Spider-Man. Get me out of here, Peter. The heist you pulled in that science expo. You're the bad guy this time. The expo. Venom, you idiot. Think back to that day. I was with you in that crowd. An imposter was on stage. He burned both of us. You're right, Parker. We remember. You and your wife are innocent, Parker. Later. So, we're partners, but only for now. After we bust this tech thieves, it's payback time for kidnapping my wife. Geez, one little mistake. We said we were sorry. Whatever. Now, the imposter was a shapeshifter, so that means it was either Mysterio or the chameleon. Hey, chameleon was our idea. We thought of that. Forget it, Eddie. We're going to the Bugle. To Jameson? We hate Jameson. Let's just go, okay? Alrighty, everyone. Well, that does it for this episode. Hopefully, everyone enjoyed my little reviews of the Spider-Man movies. We're going to continue on that conversation in the next episode as we talk about the MCU Spider-Man and stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, it's just I love I love the PS1 version better. I just would want to show off, the cutscenes, if anything. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. This has been Mysteries Peanuts X saying good night, good morning, good day. Whatever time you guys are watching this video, I will see you guys on the next one. Alright, everyone.